Hi, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joybaking.com. Today we're going to make chocolate energy bars, and this is what they look like. This is a no-bake, two-layer bar. The top layer is chocolate, and underneath you have this soft and chewy mixture of really just dates and nuts. It's really easy to make, and they taste great, and they're healthy. So the first thing we need to do is you will need just a loaf pan. And I like to line it with a piece of foil. You could also line it with, plastic wrap or parchment paper. And then I'm just going to butter my foil, or you could spray it with one of those non-stick sprays. I like to use the foil because then they're so easy to get out of the pan. You just kind of lift the foil up. So now, the first thing we need to do is to soften our dried dates in some hot water. So you will need about 1 cup, 240 milliliters, 240 grams of hot water. And then you will need 1 cup, which is about 155 grams of dried chopped dates. Of course, and this is what they look like. And a lot of times they have the seeds. Sometimes you can buy them, they're already pitted, sometimes not. But it's very easy. You just cut it, and then you have the seed inside. Let's take that out, and then coarsely chop. My personal preference, if you can find them, is the medjool dates. Really like the flavor of them. And you want to make sure, like you can see, these are really quite soft already. You don't want those dried ones, really, like kind of hard dates. And typically, and then I'm just going to put them in the water, you will find dried dates. I find them in the produce section of my grocery store. Sometimes they are in bulk, and sometimes they are in like plastic tubs. So then I'm just going to let those sit. Now, depending on how soft your dates, I would say you want them quite soft, because we're going to make a paste out of them. So maybe 5-10 minutes, and then you want to drain them. So I'm just going to let them sit, and when we come back, we will start our bars. Okay, so now our dates are nice and soft. They've absorbed some of the water. So I'm just going to put them through a strainer and let those run off for a bit. And now we'll start our energy bars. I am giving you here just a very basic recipe for an energy bar. You can really play with this recipe. Make it your own. So the first thing we will need is some nuts. I'm going to use peanuts today, and they're roasted and they are salted. You can use the unsalted, but you don't have to use peanuts. I've used almonds. They're very good. Cashews or hazelnuts, really, or you can kind of do a mixture of nuts. And you will need 1 cup, which is about 140 grams of peanuts. And then I am going to add, because I'm making chocolate energy bars, I'm going to add just 1 tablespoon, which is about 5 grams of unsweetened cocoa powder. You could use Dutch processed or just the natural. You don't even have to add the cocoa powder if you do not want chocolate. You can just have the nuts. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to process the nuts until they're pretty finely ground. I actually like adding the little bit of cocoa powder because you don't want, be very careful, you don't want your nuts to end up as a paste. And the cocoa powder helps to prevent that. So this is going to get noisy. Okay, so this is what you're looking for. This pieces pretty finely ground. And then I'm just going to add, for flavoring, 1/2 teaspoon, 2 grams of pure vanilla extract. Again, you don't have to add that. If your nuts were not salted, you might want to add just a pinch of salt. And then, really, we're going to add dates. There's no sugar, there's no fat like butter or oil. The dates are not only going to add, whether you've ever had dates, but they are quite sweet. So that's going to be our sugar. And we're going to, when we process them, they become a paste. So then that is what's going to bind all our ingredients together. So I just have some paper towel here. And I'm just going to dry them off a little. And I'm going to put them in here. And then I'm going to pulse this until you get a nice, like a batter, I guess you'd call it. Kind of clumps together. Okay, we're almost there. As you can see, starting to clump. So I have to do it a little more. Oh, I'm going to add some more chocolate. I'm going to add 1/4 cup, 45 grams of some chocolate chips. I'm adding them at this point because if I added them at the beginning, they would really just get into really small pieces. I want like little chunks, so I'm putting them in now. We'll just pulse a little more. Okay, so as you can see, that's our mixture, and we're done. Is that not great? Now, you could add, if you wanted to add some other dried fruit, cherries. Dried cherries or cranberries are very good, so you could add a bit of that. I mean, really, just have fun. You know, maybe you want to do it the first time like I did, and then after that, you just have fun with it. So I'm just going to put this, because essentially, this is your energy bar. Now, we're going to put some chocolate over top, but you don't have to. You could just have them just like this. And you know, and then just press it in. What is great is you can store these at room temperature maybe for about a week. I always put mine in the refrigerator. They'll last a couple weeks. You could put them in the freezer for a couple months. I mean, and they're healthy and they taste so good. And even if you don't like, if you're not, you kind of go, oh, I'm not really crazy about dates. It's amazing with the nuts and the chocolate. You don't really get like a real date flavor. And smooth top. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put these into the refrigerator maybe a half hour just to so this firms up a bit, and then when we come back we are going to put some chocolate on top. So now for our chocolate topping. You will need a saucepan of simmering water and a heat-proof bowl. I like to use stainless steel. Although you could melt your chocolate in the microwave if you want. So you will need 3 ounces, which is 90 grams of a semi-sweet or a bittersweet chocolate. And what you want to do is use the chocolate that you just enjoy, like just eating out of hand. And just put that in the bowl along with, I'm adding about a half a tablespoon, about 6 grams of butter. I find that just makes your chocolate, once it's melted, kind of go more fluid. So just put that, and I'm just going to melt it. Like I said, if you want to do it in your microwave, go ahead and do that. Just be very careful. You don't want to burn your chocolate. Okay, so our chocolate is melted. Let's take it off the heat. Just unplug that. I just want to get the moisture off of the bottom of my bowl because I don't want to get the water in my chocolate. And then we are just going to pour our chocolate over our bars. Spread it out and we are done. I love these easy recipes, take no time, and they are really good. And then you can take the back of a spoon, offset spatula, just spread it out. And then I'm going to put these back into the refrigerator, maybe about 15 minutes. I need that chocolate to harden up a little before I cut them into bars because it's way too soft now. What I do is just shake it. It kind of evens it out and gets it nice and shiny and smooth. So I'm just going to put this back into the refrigerator, and when we come back, we will try one. Okay, so now our chocolate has firmed up, so just take the ends of your foil, lift it out, and peel back. So, and then cut them into bars. Any size you want. If you see here, what I've done is actually I just cut this in half, and then get a real clean cut. Just wipe your knife off in between. My chocolate's still like a little soft. And then this, if you want about this size here, then cut each half into thirds. Now, if you want to be perfect, you get your ruler out, but I'm just going to eyeball today. Don't these look so cool? So there you have it. Now, like I said, you can store them. When you put the chocolate on top, I would store them in the refrigerator, probably 2-3 weeks, or in the freezer for 2 or 3 months. Now, actually, this whole bar, these are pretty rich, so you might want to even cut these in half. It's such a great snack, or for breakfast. And you know what? The kids don't even know that these are really healthy. Really soft, chewy. You know what, to me, because I use peanuts, it tastes like a chocolate bar, but a chocolate bar that's really good for you. Got the peanuts, and those dates add so much sweetness. I don't actually taste the dates, the sweetness of it. And then, of course, the chocolate. They're great. Perfect snack. Give to your kids. Try these. And until next time, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joybaking.com.